Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Ask Dr. Renee show. Thank you for joining us. We are still in Mother's Day week, preparing for the big day on Sunday. And today, our show, once again, our show is always to motivate and inspire you. And the mother we have today is, I'm excited about all my shows as I posted on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram. I love all my guests. I'm excited about all of them. But Tasha I don't think she really knows how I truly wanted to be her as a child. Many people don't know, but I'm a triple threat. I sang, I danced, I acted. And I had the opportunity to be on Star Search, but I chickened out. And so when I saw her on Star Search, and then I just saw her in True Beverly Hills, and I was a brownie at the time, and just all these things, I was like, oh my God, that could so be me. And I just love this. And so it's so funny, as a child, I was just like, I could be friends with that girl. Like, I just really, and you just don't know, we've had such an amazing time preparing for this show that I know I have a friend for life, right, Tasha?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So, we tried to connect when I was in LA recently, but we are going to connect the next time. Either she's in the Midwest or I'm in LA, but I love this woman. And if you don't know who Tasha is, she has a laundry list of things she's done. But just to name a few, like I said, Troop Beverly Hills, which was the movie that Shelly Long was the troop leader, and a whole bunch of child actresses at the time, like Vicky from Small Wonder was in it. And, not Vicky, Harriet from Small Wonder with the red hair. And just a load, even from Punky Brewster, she was in it too, right? Margot with the blonde hair. Yep. Yes. So, just everyone. And then she was in Camp Cucamonga, which another movie that was a television movie. True Beverly Hills was in the theaters. Camp Cucamonga was on TV, and that was another movie with a bunch of child actors and actresses that everybody knows and loves from everything. And she was on Amen, which, of course, we loved Amen. And then 227, she was in the choir with Countess Vaughn. I will never forget it. It was hilarious. She's just done so much stuff. But I have to tell you guys, the funniest little story is that we saw her on Star Search, and in her interview with Ed McMahon, she said, I was privileged to record with Michael Jackson. So me and my sister walked around calling her privileged, literally for 20-something years. Now, I think in the back of our heads, we knew her name, but we called her privileged. So when I saw she popped up on Twitter, I said, Lish, privileged is on Twitter. So I have talked enough. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the show, Tasha.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Renee. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hearing you. And then it's really touching me that I have impacted you like that. You don't really think you do, because you just do what you do and what you love. And, and then later on in life, you were my idol, you're my hero, you're everything I want to be. It's like me. It's like, you don't understand the things I've been through or what I'm going through. And I'm just me. But it really feels good to know that I've done that for you.
Yes, so definitely. So first of all, let's start at the very begining. So you were born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. So she's just a Midwesterner like me. And I didn't know that.
I love you.
We just came off of the Derby weekend, Louisville. So I'm sure, things are still trying to calm down over there.
Yes.
But so in Kentucky, your mother had 5 children.
Yes.
And so where did you start singing? In the church?
Yes, of course. That's the number one place you really kind of start singing is in church. I'm gonna say I was about 5 when I started noticing voices and singing, and knowing that I had something down in me. Very, 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 very shy. Nobody would ever really know that I'm shy. Basically, when I'm off camera, I'm really quirky and funny and shy, but when I'm on camera, it's like that. Turn it on.
We have a lot in common.
Yes, you just do, and I guess that's being real. That's the nerves. That's the nerves in you that you just turn it on and you react. But yes, singing in the choir at the age of 5, and listening to people singing and wanting to hit these really, really high C's when I was young. Honestly, I'm a realist, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. Them high C's ain't as high as they used to be, but they still there. But just listening, to people and wanting to be that, and and people have inspired me, to sing. So I started singing at the age of 5 in church, and then a local talent show in the projects. Yes, I was born in the projects, and I love it to this day. They tore them down, which hurt my heart when they tore them down, because now it doesn't give me the hope to go back and do a famous video like they all do.
Right.
But we can make it happen. This is LA. We can do anything. But at the age of 8, I got into a talent show. Well, I heard people singing, and I got into this talent show, and the people told me that there was no more room. So it really hurt me. That was my first letdown in my life, that I was ready to do something. I had made my mind up to do something, and I felt like I got let down. So I went running home, and I told my mom, and she was like, so what is it? And then she was like, so do you want to sing? And I'm like, yeah, I want to sing. I'm ready to sing. All I had to say was I was ready. When I told my mom I was ready, she walked up to that talent show, that recreational center, and told them, basically, why did you turn her down? She's ready to do this. They not knowing, like, lady, look, it's closed, and so, like, whatever, So she says, oh, okay. My mom was a hustler. She was a promoter and all that. She says, oh, that's okay. Her uncle's on his way from Detroit, Michigan, and he's going to, film her and tape her. And, she's doing this exclusive for, I don't know what show she said at that time, for Hollywood. And so it got to people's eyes. This little chick from the projects, what's she about to do? So, oh, okay, ma'am. So we'll let her sing. And at that time, 8, you sing with 44s, the little the records. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I sang this song by New Birth, Until It's Time for You to Go. Well, tore it up. Won first place in every category. And when I felt that I could do that, was, my door opening to me, just really wanting to go, and take it as far as I could. And then I used to sing just like everywhere in Kentucky. I mean, everywhere. Like, I got so big in Kentucky that I couldn't get no bigger there. I mean, I was all uptown, downtown, you name it. I had people making my clothes, and, I had did this thing called Fun Around Downtown for Channel 41. If any of you guys in Kentucky remember that. Stop the Press. This little nappy-headed girl, my hair was all over the place. You guys can probably look up pictures. You see my hair was all over the place. I had on this big, long shirt that hung all over me. I got beautiful arms now. I was about that big. But I stopped the show. I stopped everything. It was a talent show. Now we had all these kids there performing, and they was in all this beautiful gear. And, I was just a kid from the projects that just wanted to do it. I had an 8-piece band at that time. Who has an 8-piece band at the age of 8, 9, or whatever it was? Who does that? And you stopped the show. You stopped the show that they waited for the mayor. They waited for the mayor to come down to hear this kid. They was like, you got to hear this kid. His name doesn't come to mind right now. It was such a long time ago, and a lot is happening in my life. Just stop the show. Waited for him to come down. It was hours before he came down. Performed. I ended up being the star for the Fun Around Downtown in Louisville. I was the feature. I didn't get into the contest. After they heard me say, oh, she's more than the contest, so let her do this and let her do that. So like I said, I did a lot in Kentucky. They called me Little Miss Soul Tasha Scott because I had went as far as I could go. Sat in our kitchen, and I told my mom, basically, well, let me go back. I would sit in my room after I had did so much, saying that there's more to life for me. this is not, I can't just stay here. It's more to life. And, you know, as if anybody kind of, you know, really follow me, yes, I'm a true dreamer. Yes. I don't dream with my eyes closed. I dream with my eyes open. I see everything with my eyes open. I can see everything happen right in front of me. So I sat there and I cried and I cried and I would cry and say, it's more. I can't just stay here. It's more. And of course I would look at TV and see all this. I'm like, that's where I'm supposed to be. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, this is, you know, 8-year-old kid, 9, 10-year-old kid, you know, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I sat at the kitchen table with my mom and my brothers. I think we was eating tuna fish or a peanut butter sandwich or something like that. And I cried. I started crying again. I said, we've got to go. I said, I need to spread my wings. I said, I want to be as big as I can be. I want the world to know who I am. I have something to give. Who does that at that age? Who knows their future really at that age? Like, you know, and you see it all. And everything that my mom basically prophesied, who I was going to meet, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, the Commodores, Patti LaBelle, all these people. She says, oh, you're going to meet all these people. And these people actually came in and out and through Kentucky. And yes, I met them. And I had the opportunity to re-meet these people when I got here. So basically, when I told her that, y'all, I got a story. I need a book. Any book writers out there? Listen, told my mom that I was ready to go. So it was either LA or New York. So we flipped the coin, and basically it was LA. But before we did the move, my mom had a fundraiser at oh my God, you guys don't kill me in Louisville. The skating ring is Broadway roller ring. Thank you. I hear y'all. I hear y'all. L's up. Yeah, L's up. I hear y'all. Broadway roller ring. She had this fundraiser where she raised money. This was for our tickets. Mind you, for 5 children and 1 adult. She had a fundraiser. So after she did the fundraiser and everything, we got the money. And at this time, of course, everybody knows when you living in the projects, my mom did work. Don't get me wrong. She worked 2 jobs. My mom worked hard. She was a nurse, you know, but she also, yes, she received assistance. So when she had this whole thing and everything, we packed up off of Tasha's dream. Because Tasha said she wanted to be a star, and Tasha saw something bigger. Mind you, I can get into my brothers and everything. Very talented. They were very talented in sports. And I believe they could sing somewhere along the line, but they was just like, nah, that ain't for me. But very talented. Basketball, baseball, football. They were very talented in sports. But she saw Tasha's dream, her only girl. She saw it. So we packed up, came to Los Angeles. On the way here, I mean, the palm trees, the orange trees, the apple trees, the pretty people, and it was just absolutely just fabulous. It was paradise. It was paradise. And we took the Greyhound bus because, of course, that's really all we could afford was take the Greyhound. At that time, that was luxury to take the Greyhound bus. Got here, downtown LA. 5 suitcases, and at that time it was 4 children because my oldest brother, he opted out to stay home with my grandmother. God bless her soul. I wish she was here to really still see it all, but she did see it, and she did tell me where I was gonna go. So we got here, 4 suitcases, those big trunks with the locks on them, and no, 5. I'm sorry, 5 and 4 kids and $50 in food stamps. No cash, $50 in food stamps, my mom and Tasha's dream. So, you know, we stayed, didn't know nobody. My mom didn't know nobody, but then she ended up knowing a friend that lived in Kentucky that knew that had a brother here that let us stay in his home in Compton. Yeah, I was a Compton girl for a minute, you know, for a year. You know, I didn't hit LBC, but I was Compton. I was right there. Little girl from some Southwick. Southwick, if y'all out there, hello. So got here, $50 in food stamps, 4 kids, 5 suitcases. Where we gonna sleep, mama? Oh, don't worry about that. I got this. Okay, but we kids, we don't know no better. All right, she got this. Ended up staying at the Salvation Army for 7 days. 7 days. After the 7 days is when the guy, he gave us the house in Compton, and we stayed there for 1 year. We stayed there for 1 year, and all my mama knew was get Tasha in the nightclubs, because I was a nightclub singer starting at the age of 8 also, nightclub singer. Get her in the Chitlin Circus, get her in nightclubs, and she's golden and guaranteed to be a star. Sure enough, yeah, golden, guaranteed to be a star. Got around real quick. Got introduced to Marla Gibbs. All these wonderful people at that time just fell in love with me. They basically said, that's not a kid, that's a woman. She's singing all these love songs and the way she moving them little hips. That's a woman. Anyway, came out here and became a sensation in the Chitlin circuit here in Los Angeles. Knowing people, getting around, talking to people, said, oh, she needs an agent. What's an agent? We didn't know what that was. All I knew was Solid Gold, Soul Train, all those famous TV shows at that time. That's what Tasha was coming to LA to do. Like I was telling Renee, they told me to get an agent to basically sell stuff. That's what I thought it was. Oh, you want me to sell something? I'm not a salesman. I can't do that. I told them, I told my first agent that I couldn't be fake. Oh, they're not fake, they're acting. That's fake. At the time, that's what I was saying. That's fake. I can't do that. So I was with this one agency for a year. Didn't know the ropes, didn't know what to do. I didn't know, you know. All I knew is that I wanted to sing. So in the midst of going out and seeing it, and I learned. I had to pay attention and look, because going out and not getting it, it was a defeat to me. It was like, oh, so this is almost like, I want that, but I can't get it. So how do I have to do this? So like I was telling Renee, you see that little girl over there? So I tell my mama, you see that little girl over there? I need that hair. You see that other little girl over there? I need those eyes. And at that time, yes, to me, although those things were add-ons, but those were things that made a star. You know, because that's what you had to give people at that time. You know, at that time, you couldn't just be the nappy-headed little girl coming in. I don't mean to say nappy-headed little girl, but at that time, I was nappy-headed little girl. Excuse me. You know.
Well, you know, the natural hair, it hadn't quite come to be yet.
It hadn't come to be. But now, yeah. Everything, a lot has changed. You know, a lot has changed. So I basically had to look and learn and see what it is that I had to do to go in there and convince these writers and producers and directors that I had this it factor. You know, deep down in my heart, yeah, I know that I had it, but I had to convince these people in power, you know, that I was the next, star, So, yeah, I had put this on and I did these things, and they always told me, take her to an acting class and take her to a vocal class and all that. Acting classes, no, honestly, no, I never did them. I did a few workshops a while ago, but not anything strenuously and hard. Basically, when I got my second agent, she was like, it's something about you. At that time, I was, I was short, but at that time, I thought I was going to grow to be about 5'3". I'm only 4'11". And
we're the same height. I see. I tell you, I looked at you and said that was me.
4'11". And I was like, okay, so I was like, how am I gonna do this? I don't look like the average actress or actor. I can't do this. She says, you know what? She says, you know what, Tasha? Stacey Lane was her name. God bless her soul. She is since gone. I sure wish she was here. She was wonderful. She made Tasha Scott. Like, she knew Tasha Scott was going to walk in there and Tasha Scott was going to get every job that she stepped into. Whether it was for a blonde-haired, blue-eyed chick, she would send Tasha Scott, and Tasha Scott would get the job, okay? In the 80s and the 90s, that's how much she believed in me. And I saw that woman believed in me, so I had to believe in her.
Believe in yourself.
So you believe in yourself, and I had to believe in her. And I'm telling you, every time I would walk into a place, I would book it. I would walk out with the script. It never failed, you know? So anyway, let me get my thoughts, y'all. I'm moving. I need a book writer. So she told me, be yourself. I says, okay, yeah, I can be myself. I said, but what I'm looking at on TV, those people are not really being themselves. They're acting. They have had training. She says, but you're the type of actor that you need to be yourself, because that's what's going to make you. That's what people are going to fall in love with. So, of course, I'm a great listener, you know, when given directions. So I said, okay, be myself. At that time, I thought I was corny and quirky too, but it was something about me being corny and quirky that they loved. Because when I went in there, they straight face. They don't smile. They don't do nothing, you know. And I'm like, well, how can I get them to break the ice? How can I do it? Be yourself. When I was being myself, I would break the ice. I don't know. It was just that something, that gift, that being chosen, that's something about you that you just got to really have that something about you that just really stands out. So end up getting the agent and working. I just worked. I worked really well. Like you said, I did A-Man, 227, Webster, Throb, Star Search, Finale Boys, Frank's Place, Snoops, South Central, Troop Beverly Hills, Camp Cucamonga. I had a recording deal. We can get into that. I had a recording deal with Michael Jackson. You know, like I said, I met numerous of people. And basically, a little girl with a dream. Her heart was good. Heart is still good. And I went for it. So when I got here to LA and I did that, I was growing. I was big. A lot of competition, you guys. Yes, it is. It's a lot of competition. It's competition anywhere. I'm not even going to say in the acting game and the singing game. Sports, it's competition. You got to have that it factor. Whatever it is, you got to have that, you know, and you got to work on it. You know, you got to practice. It's a day in and day out thing. You have to practice. You can't just think you can get up and just do it. No, you can't. They want you to get up at 6 and 7 a.m. and kick that ball, hit that note. You got to be ready. So it takes practice. It takes dedication. You have to do this. So, you know, I ended up getting a record deal. I ended up meeting Michael Jackson at the age of 14. I recorded some songs in the Encino home over here for about 3 months or so. But I'm going to tell you how that started. We lived in LA, somewhere in Inglewood. My mother, persistence. She knocked on Stevie Wonder's door every single day for almost a year or so. Lady, stop knocking on his door. Lady, he's not here. Lady, that's nice that your daughter's talented. My mom was persistent. She knocked on that door every single day till they opened up that door and let me in there. But I believe I had met him prior to the knock on the door. I had did this another showcase or whatever it was, and he was there. And the great thing about him, you know, we all know that the famous Stevie Wonder he cannot see, but he can see, because when he touched my nose, he touched my face, he touched my hair, he described me perfectly. Perfectly. So I had met him prior, you know, to the knock on the door. But the persistence, she kept knocking on the door. They finally opened up the door. They let me in. I sang for him, blew him away. This young girl singing blew him away. He told us, hold on, I want to introduce you to somebody. He introduced us to this lady by the name of Yvonne. Then Yvonne introduced us to Bill Bray, which was Michael Jackson's head security guard. God rest his soul. They said, have you ever met Michael Jackson? And I was like, oh, no, but I would love to, you know. They knew him. They were close with him. They knew this man. So I think it was like a couple of days later or something like that. They took me to the Encino home. I met Michael Jackson. I had the opportunity to record songs in his house. I had the opportunity to spend the night at his house with Quincy. I never met Quincy Jones to this day. I can't wait to meet this man. But there's so much great things that are going on, so many great connections with my children and their children. Y'all, it's a long story. God works so good. Oh my God, he works so good. Anyway, introduced me to Michael Jackson, did the songs, got the opportunity to spend the night at the age of 14 at Michael Jackson's house with Kidada and Rashida, which is Quincy Jones's two daughters, Peggy Lipton's beautiful children. I love her. She was a wonderful lady, wonderful lady. So I had the opportunity to do that. 14, 15-ish. Years later, after I was doing South Central with Larenz Tate. Hey, Larenz, I love you. That's my little brother. I run with him at the park. I see him. We walk. We be running. You know, we getting it in. Got to get that exercise. Got to stay right. Got to stay tight. Anyway, so ended up making the connection back with Michael Jackson after South Central left the air. I can talk about that too a little bit. Making the connection with him I was about 23-ish, 24-ish maybe. But that circle of life came back around. You know, it just came back around to make that connection again. And I ended up getting signed to MJJ Records / Sony Music. I completed a whole album. The album was absolutely wonderful. It was great. I'm just really, hurt that it didn't actually come out, but a lot was going on at that time. Me finishing my album, and I was on the label with Brownstones. I was on the label with Minivision, 3T, Reby. A lot was going on, and then the allegations with Michael Jackson and the whole it came out. Yes. And so things was at a halt. And so basically, I would say they didn't really shelve me, but things just came to a halt. And then, then the record company stayed around for a year or two or so, but then it did, just end up, going on. Mm-hmm. But I had the opportunity to meet that to reconnect with that. I had the opportunity to get signed with Michael Jackson's company. And at that time, you couldn't get no bigger than Michael Jackson. You just couldn't
not.
At that time.
I don't think if the man was alive today, you still couldn't.
You can't, and then I almost had the opportunity to be signed with his management company and all of that. Things were looking, great. All of that. But, of course, things happen. And I feel like this, I'm the type of person, I think things happen for a reason. Maybe it was just meant for me to go through the experience and not really have the album be released. I don't never look at really anything as, oh, this is, oh my God. No, it's a reasoning in it all. You're preserved for a reason. Like everybody knows, yes, I am 42. Mama, did you lie to me?
I think 42. She might have.
I think she might have. I'm 42, but I'd say this. My heart is young. I think young. I feel young. So that's the reason why I feel like I'm being preserved. I am truly being preserved for an appointed time in my life. Thank you, Lord. Whatever. I'm open. I'm willing. I'm ready. I'm being preserved. So, God is good. Things will come around and things will happen in my life. I know. So I can get into, yes, I did South Central. We only did 10 episodes. I think we was just at that time, we was ahead of our time with the show.
Yeah, it really would do well today.
It would do very well today. And I can still play Tasha. The little nagging sister. Tasha needs a romance now. But I think it was just a little bit ahead of its time. It was a great show. They just, at that time, they didn't want to see kids kind of being disrespectful to their parents and, doing some of the cursing that they did, some of the punchlines we did. But it was called South Central. It was being real. It was being real. And that character was me. Mm-hmm. it was me. I'm not gonna say I nag, but then I guess maybe I do. I mean, I kind of nag my husband, you know. You know, that was me, because basically it was like I lived that, you know. I lived some of that, you know, coming from the projects and having brothers two that's older than me and two that's younger than me, and me just being in the middle and me being a nurturer, and you know, yeah, that was me, you know, and you know, that was me. That was a true sense of Tasha Scott. So and then I was so blessed that everything that I got, I must say, I was able to sing. Wow. So that's when that triple threat really comes in. She sings, she acts, she dances. Wow, she's a star, you know. And I was told by, you know, Patti LaBelle, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, you got that it thing. You got that hard work, dedication type of thing going on that you're going to make it far. And they always told me, just get to LA, it'll happen. Get to LA, it'll happen. And sure enough, got to LA, things did happen, you know. So
how old were you when you were on Star Search?
Y'all don't get me lying. Everybody keeps saying I was 12, but I swear to you, I thought I heard Ed McMahon say I was 15.
Okay.
So, you know,
yeah.
between 12 and 15. Hey, Shanice!
Now, was that crazy, or did I see that you competed with Rocky from the Mickey Mouse Club?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. I didn't click on the link, but Rocky was one of my favorites. I auditioned for Mickey Mouse Club too, but she was one of my favorites from Mickey Mouse Club too. So I was like,
you know, a lot of people came from there.
Oh,
you know?
I know. Oh, I know.
I'm sorry. Not Justin Bieber. Jeez. Okay. All right. I got my kids in my head. Justin Timberlake. You know, a lot of these people. You know, that's where they got their start. At that time, that was like the shows they have now, The Voice and American Idol. You know, that at that time, that was like when you got on that show, you was golden. You was winning. Like your career was about to take off.
Right. Rona Bennett was on the Mickey Mouse Club from In Vogue.
Yes. So basically, let's see. I'm. It's all in my head. Like I said, I really truly need to sit down and write a book. I was just prophesied this Sunday that I need to start writing my book, or you know, I need to. It's a story.
Well, I'm going to tell you how you're going to do that when we get off. I'm going to tell you something somebody told me that I should be doing too. But, so, I mean, you were on Star Search with the Ed McMahon, and Star Search at the time was the show to be on. Ellen DeGeneres was on back then. Rosie O'Donnell was a winner back then. I mean, that was the entryway.
That was
so it. So did you win Star Search? Because I don't even remember. I just remember the interview.
I won. I think I won a show or two, and I came in on the tail end of a couple of winners that had already won. You know, they had won, and I came in like on the last 3-4 shows. You know, and I won, I guess, to move on. And then I guess I would say, and people would say in my mind, but you're so great, you're so talented, why didn't you win? Well, honestly, I feel, and as I saw how things worked at that time and how things kind of still work, it still has a lot to do with politics.
Right. And you know what, honestly,
I want to get into it, but
look at Jennifer Hudson. She never won American Idol. Wasn't even, you know, in the top 3, but look at the success she's had compared to the success of some of the winners. So
yeah, it's like you can't really deny real talent. So it has to be something else. You know, and, you know, then they'll throw it off on, well, maybe her hair didn't flick right a little bit, or it's something. But when you really look at it, it's their reasoning behind why they think.
Right. But it's a platform. Because like I said, we never forgot who you were after that. Never, ever. And I'm not sure we would have went and saw True Beverly Hills if we know you were in it. We probably would.
Exactly.
And then, of course, my sister is I don't think she's watching, but it'll be recorded so she can see it. But I know you don't remember the line, but we, of course, remember the line. Now, Daddy, would you please let us get on our way?
Hold on, let me take a sip of my tea. I'm okay. Let me make sure my voice is right.
That was the funniest. The way you told that cop off, I was like, oh, this little girl is a nut. Me and my sister, my mother saw that movie together and we fell over. When I told my mom that that's who I was interviewing today, she remembered because she took us to the movie. She knew exactly what we're talking about.
I remember the lines, but I don't. But I have had people.
Well, my sister started singing Cookie Time 2 nights ago. I said, Alicia, why do you remember that song? I don't remember singing the song. She was like, did it, and just started singing like it just came on the radio 5 minutes before.
Someone has made a dub smash of that.
And I just started seeing those this week. I had never even heard of that before.
Someone made a dub smash of it and they put it up and it's hilarious. It's beautiful. I love it. And I got someone in my inbox asked me to do it, to actually do it. And I said, okay, I would. And of course, me and my mind and my husband, my kids are talking about, oh, you need to sit in the car. We need to get daddy put on a cop suit and you need to just really do it. But so I'm going to do it. Excuse me, officer. Don't you know who this man is? He's the best. He's the greatest. He's James, the jackhammer, Shaka. Now, daddy, shake the man's hand and let's be on our way. I get that everywhere I go.
That was the funniest line of the whole movie. I couldn't probably tell you what the movie was about, but that was so funny. She was like, he is the man that put the, what did she say? The gap in Hagler's
head. He's the man who put the space in Spinks. No, and my brother, my little brother at that time, he was real young. He told me, he directed me. When you say that he's the man who put the hair on Hagler's head, make sure you smack him on his head. I said, oh, okay. Smack him on his head and say the line.
But yes, that was just, I mean, I don't know. That was everything to us. I don't know why, but it was. But so you grow up and so what's the last major part that you did that everyone would have seen?
Oh, well, let's see. I did, oh God, like I said, y'all, I did The Wiz with Grace Jones, Cece Peniston, Tony Terry, who else?
And Howard, you know what? Wait a minute. I saw you post it. And I want to also say, I heard that, and we both heard that the next live theatrical thing is the NBC. Let's get the right network. NBC is going to do. So who's ever watching, and if you know somebody, she played Dorothy, and she can do it again.
I think of a place where there's love overflowing.
Yes, she can do it again.
Come on, he's on down the road. Come on, he's on down. Yes.
So I'm telling you, NBC, if you're watching, please. It would be a wonderful thing if she was Dorothy again. That would be fabulous. The first production they did was Sound of Music, which I felt Carrie Underwood did a great job. I'm a huge fan of Sound of Music.
You still there, babe?
Ooh, enthralled with the Peter Pan. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right.
And
there we go.
If they cast it correctly, they can come back with The Wiz, and it'll be phenomenal. So I think that this is my vote that they should have you be Dorothy in The Wiz. But
yes.
So after you did The Wiz, so now you've been taking care of this wonderful family. How did you meet your fabulous husband, who I think is just fabulous, and I've only known him in 2 days, and I think he's wonderful.
He's wonderful. Let's see. It was during the time I was signed with Michael's company. I was auditioning for my as I thought my first single. I was auditioning at this little place, I believe it's called I want to say Alley Cats. I want to say. Anyway, he was in front. He was in the front studio. He was doing some work with Brandy, which is a really good friend of ours. He was doing some work with her because she was doing an award show at that time. Here it is. He basically was watching me from television, and he fell in love with the character Tasha from South Central, and he would go around telling everybody, "That's my wife. That's my wife."
Oh my God.
That's my wife. That's my wife. Ah, man, you crazy. That girl ain't one of that girl. That's a grown woman. Man, you ain't nothing but 19. He was having that day was his birthday. So he was 20. Ah, that's a grown woman, man. She got a kid, man. And you don't want it, man. That's my wife. That's my wife. You know, so he came back and he auditioned. No, he stood on the wall. Everybody was coming in and they were auditioning, and he stood on the wall with his chocolate self. And at the time, he had these pretty braids. You know, he was old dog. You know, at that time, that's when the braids was in. He was just as oh my God, it's all outdoors. You know, and he stood on the wall. Me with my sassy, shy self. Excuse me, Jasmine. Excuse me, you ain't gonna stand on the wall in here and not audition. I don't do that, you know. I don't do that, you know. I work, you know. I do this. Okay, I said, but if you gonna stand here on my audition, on my time and my money, you gonna have to dance. I just wanted to see him dance because it just looks so good.
Right.
So my niece was there. My youngest brother was there. My youngest brother was taping it. He was taping everybody basically that was dancing. So he was taping it. My niece, I think my niece was about 8, 9. She's all in my ear. Ooh, auntie, he is cute. He looks good and good. I'm like, ooh, girl, yeah. And I'm looking like, this is an 8-year-old kid. What's she doing?
Right.
What does she know about that? So I'm like, yeah, you know, yeah. So he was moving, girl. He was moving them hips, and that hair was swinging. He was moving. Me, girl, jumped up out my seat. You know, you're supposed to be, cool and everything. I'm auditioning, you know. I jumps up out my seat. It was that urge, that's something that soulmate thing, just boom, you know, something. I don't know. I just jumped up out my seat and I started dancing with him. You know, we started rocking. You know, we laughed and giggled or whatever. Exchanged numbers. It was his birthday that night. I wanted to come to his birthday party, but he wouldn't pick up my phone call, you know, because he was 20, you know, he probably had some little things on the side, you know, he was like, you know, he was probably trying to play it cool. But all this time, I did not know that he was basically saying that I was going to be his wife. So maybe, you know, in his mind, he was trying to play it cool, make sure, like, if this is going to be my wife, let me take my time, let me go slow with it. But I'm a grown woman, I'm moving. I'm moving fast. So he wouldn't answer the call, and I kept calling and calling. He finally answered my call. He was on his way to New York or whatever. Anyway, we had ended up hooking up. The thing of it is, we have this whole how we met on VHS today. I need to put it on DVD so I can show my children how we met. We ended up connecting basically because he auditioned for a video that I was going to be shooting.
Right.
Here's how I basically kind of knew it was meant to be, because when I got The Wiz, he was on tour with Ray J at the time, and so our connections go far back with a lot of people. He was on a tour with Ray J. I don't know how long his tour was supposed to have been. I know that they told me basically The Wiz was going to last about 3 years at that time. That's what they told me. When I booked it and he was on his way out on the road, and I was like, wow, I don't think I could do a relationship and you're traveling and I'm traveling and I'll never see you for 3. At that time in my mind, you know, when you're young, 3 years, oh, no, I don't do that, boo.
Right.
I got to be a free woman then, because I'm about to be hitting the road, and I'm gonna be flirting, and I don't know what you're gonna be doing. I can't be doing all of that, all right, peace, whatever. He told me, you can keep in touch with my mom. I said, keep in touch with your mama.
Your mother.
I'm a grown woman. I don't talk to your mama. You got something to say, you can talk to me. So we ended up going to break the relationship off, because we had already kind of been in a small little relationship. So we basically was gonna go our separate ways. Girl, he was in New York. I was in New York. Calls him up. Hey, where you at? I'm on 4th Street, 3rd Street. He was on 4th Street or 3rd Street. Was one of them. the way the hotels connect, if you walk through the hotels, you're basically on 4th Street or you're on 3rd Street. That's how New York is. You could just connect through hotels. So he told me that he was in New York and I was in New York and I was doing the Wiz and he was on the road with Ray J. Okay, great. So we basically, hooked up, and then after my 2 weeks of rehearsing and, he did his thing, he left. Or I left for one of them. And that's when we just really knew that, okay, now it's really official. Now we're about to be gone. I can't recall the next city. He was in the next city. I was in the next city. Okay, just a fluke. Oh, yeah, it just happened. It just happened. This went on, mind you, for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Every city he was in, I was in. How does that happen? Soulmates.
It was meant to be. Yeah,
it was meant to be. So basically, from that moment that we realized that just don't happen, it's something special about this, that it's a purpose, it's a reason why we need to be together. So from there, basically, we've been together now. We've been married 14 years, and we've been together a total of 22 years.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
And we're still in love. We are still in love. Everything is still like, it's still vibrant. It's still fresh. It's still, with our children, with our grandbaby. Hey, Pinkie Pie. It's still there. It's still there. I mean, it's a marriage. It's everything. We have our moments, that's just being real, but it's just something special that we have, that we work through and we move on. And it's just like, he's my everything, he's my best friend. He's everything, so that's my little romantic story. That's a movie. That's 50
I love it. Yes, I love it. So please tell us about your fabulous, very extremely talented children.
Woo! Tajane, Mariana, Malaya, and Amir are blessed with the gift. Yes, they are. Honestly, I didn't really see it. I'm the type of person, I visually got to see things and, see it. My mom saw it. Oh, these kids are telling, they're great. I'm like, just give it time. Let's see. They ain't done nothing. They ain't did a twirl. They ain't hit a note. But I would say God has truly blessed me with some very talented kids. I can say that I was blessed like the Winans, and I was blessed like Michael Jackson. I have some very talented kids, naturally talented. None of them have had any type of training or anything. I'm not saying that I won't get them any type of training, because sometimes, yes, it's a struggle when mommy and daddy try to tell them to do something. They listen to us. They hear us, but it will probably be better if it came from someone else that will push them. We push them, but we don't push them, because at the end of the day, just like I was telling you, I want them to be kids. I want them to live their life, as they want to live their life. School is the first priority, and that's, with anybody. You got to be educated and you got to know what you're doing. You got to have the common sense. But yeah, they are truly, truly gifted. Yes, they are. I don't think that they have tapped into it really. Like when we were young, right. when you can do something, it's it. So we're trying to show them that this gift can truly make room for you guys. Y'all just got to just tap into it and do it. But they are very, 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 very gifted. My son.
Now, who was the one who was on tour? Oh, that was your son?
No. Okay, I can go there. Jamariana. Mm-hmm. She got Disney's The Lion King at 9.5. She traveled for 2 years. She played young Nala. So, because she had the chance to travel all back east. She had the chance to go to Alaska and Canada. And every place that we went to, we basically lived there for a month. Okay. So it became home. Wonderful experience for her, for me, and my family, because actually my kids ended up traveling with me, and that was woo. But it was great, it was great. I was really blessed and thankful to, actually have my kids there with me. And if anybody is wondering if they travel with me, what did they do for school? First and foremost, now I am a mom. I am a mom. I homeschool my children. They did Connections Academy, where they had online teachers. They had all their books and everything. We traveled basically with about 14 suitcases.
Oh my goodness.
Woo! It was me, Jamariana, Amir, Malaya, and my oldest one at that time, Tajane. So it was all 5 of us. So we basically had about 14 suitcases. We had books and we had trunks and we had, we were on the road. We were travelers, you know. A great experience, like I said. It was wonderful to meet all these different people, and you know, and it was all about my Jamariana. But then, of course, people, you know, they knew who I was, and they knew, oh well, she get it honestly. She, you know, she was very good at it. Actually, I tried to see basically every show. I was just floored. I was floored to see this gift that she had. You know, it wasn't really a lot. But what she did, she milked it. She milked it. The singing, the dancing, the facial expression, everything. I'm like, wow, you know, you are truly gifted. You got it from your mommy, you know. And when I look at her, I see me. Each one of my kids, when they sing and they do something, it's just crazy how I truly see me. You know, they look like me. They, you know, everything is just like, whoa. Very talented. Very talented. So we're working with them and wanting them to, you know, get out there and get going. But we are taking our time with them, because at the end of the day, they're kids. Yes. You know, they're not really built the way we was. They just not. They don't really quite understand 8 hours, Mom. I gotta do what, you know? So I guess we're being a little lenient with them on that, but like we told them, if you really want it, this is what it's going to take, you know. But like I said, my first priority with them is their education, you know, because I feel like this, as long as they got their education, they can always come back to it, because they are talented, and just keep it going. So keep your dancing going, keep your singing going, keep your acting going, just keep it going. And when you're ready, mommy is here. Just like when I told my mom I was ready. Well, when they're ready and they're serious, we're here. We know the ropes. We know what to do. So, but very talented, very talented kids. Like I said, my son, he did a little movie with Brandon T. Jackson. He did.
Oh, Detroit.
Yeah. He did a commercial. You know, he did a few little things, and he was going out on calls and stuff too. And it was crazy to look at him and see that confused look on his face, like I had, like, okay, Mom, so next time when I get my hair cut, I need to put a line. I need to put a line right
funny.
there. And I need to wear my button downs. And I'm like, wow, look at this. And he's a natural at that. He's a natural at acting. He's really good at that. And he's funny. He's funny. And I guess he would probably see that he's not, but he's funny. He's very funny. And then let me see. My little Malaya, my little sugar plum, as my sis calls her, smart. Oh, smart. She reminds me so much of you. Beautiful. And she reminds me of you. Like, she's just real, she's witty. She's a doctor. She's a lawyer. She's a veterinarian. She's everything. That's her manager. She came home one day and told me, she says, I want to be a manager. I says, well, why? She said, because I want to tell people where to go, what to do, how to spend their money with. I said, oh, okay. So she be asking us all kinds of questions. Straight A student. She gets all the awards at school. So, and she sings. Yes, she sings. She kind of says, but she sings. She sings and she acts, you know. So like I said, they do it, but they just not really tapping into it, but very gifted. Like they do know that they're gifted, you know, and they just like, okay, you know, when they're ready, then we're here for them, you know, and we got the, you know, the avenues to get them where they need to be, you know. But very
tell everyone about your label and your company.
Zanaya Music Group, ZMG. Let's see. the doors have opened for people to basically get their own little companies now, which is great, which is really great. You don't really have to really rely on the majors, but it's not bad to have a major behind you. Basically, I guess being in my downtime and not really able to get people to just come on and work with me like they used to, the producers and stuff like that, because things have just truly changed. Nobody's really doing it now just to be doing it like they used to. So I told my husband, how can we see? He says, I think I got a way that we could do this. I know some friends that have started labels and they do this. So he asked me, if you had a company, what would you name it? And I thought about it for a few days. I'm a little thinker. I thought about it. I said, oh, Zanaya Music Group. Zanaya Music Groups basically means free-spirited, humble, outgoing, youthful, young, all of those. If y'all want to look it up, that's what it says. It's Zanaya Music Group. And that's me. That's what I represent. That's what my family represents. So we basically got Zanaya Music Group up and going. We released one male artist, R&B. I believe my husband did. He released a rock song on a rock group. I can't think of the name that he built. He really handles it all. But I'm here. How they say, right, a woman is always there. I'm here. And then, of course, we released 2 songs on myself. Yes. So basically, it's still a work in process. It's still growing. We are basically looking, not gonna really put it out there yet because it's still a work in process. If we can't find that next thing, that comes to us, then it would be our baby. It will be. And everybody would maybe say, well, why am I not? It's steps. It's processes. It's things that you really have to really do to really get it up and going. Because at the end of the day, when you're really running your own company and you're doing everything, it's coming truly out of pocket. It's not like you can really go and get sponsors and all that. You can talk and you can have people believe in what you're doing. But at the end of the day, it's basically you're nurturing your baby to what it needs to be.
Exactly.
Like I said, I was telling you, I would love to start with my babies to they're like my rehearsal, basically. If I can mold and shape them and get them there, then I have learned how to truly run a label. You know what I'm saying? My husband, he's real good with it. Like he knows it. So he's in my ear. He's showing me things. He's teaching me things. It's not saying that I don't know the industry and I don't know about it, but that's a whole nother world.
Right.
That's really a whole nother world. But I do see it taking off. I do see it growing. So yeah, we do have our own little small company, Zanaya Music Group, and we're trying to get it to its plateau.
Great. Great. I hope that we hear from you very soon because,
yes.
I want to definitely tell everyone they can go to iTunes to pick up your 2 singles, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
we'll include that information. Yes, we'll include that information in the box below so everyone can definitely please support independent artists. You got to support them.
Yeah.
We had one question from Joe, and he wanted to know, he said, what area of her career is she focusing on most, music or acting?
Woo! Well, Joe, being a triple threat, your mind is everywhere. When you're talented in all the areas, it's really, truly hard to focus on one thing, but it's good to focus on one thing. When I moved to LA, my heart and my soul was my music. It was my music. And like I said, I got into the acting by accident. And like I told you, Renee, when people say, oh, you're a great actor, I truly did. I hope I don't offend anybody or make anybody gas back. It was a hobby. It was a hobby to me. It wasn't something that I wanted to really focus on, but it just worked so well for me. It really did. And then as I looked back, I was basically blessed to be able to sing at the same time. So that's where, it's kind of hard to say, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on my music? Am I focusing on my acting? It's just that I was the type of, artist and, star that I could do them both at the same time. So basically, thinking back and viewing everything, I did tell my husband, okay, well, right now, let's pick one. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, I did say let's pick one. So I said, well, let's pick my acting. So that's what I'm basically getting ready to tap into is that I'm getting ready to get new pictures and search around, for a new agent. I need an agent. Nowadays it's not just you can send your picture out and the agent likes your picture. You have to have a reel. You have to have current work and all that, because they're not really going off of what you did 10, 15 years ago, which is kind of sad, because you worked hard, to do that and be that person. So basically, I'm looking for a new agent, new pictures, new agent, trying to get a reel, trying to get work. I'm not going to say, oh, I got to have this major. I'm basically like this. If someone wants me to come and do a play or sing on their feature on their singles or whatever, it has to feel right with me. It has to be right. Yes, the business have to be right, because at the end of the day, it still is about the business. Even though I do a lot of things from my heart and I love it and I do it because I love to sing and I love to act. But at the end of the day, too, it's still the fine line.
You got bills to pay.
I mean, yeah, you got bills to pay. And so it would be me right now focusing on the acting. And then the crazy thing about it is, this has happened. Every time I start to focus on something, that other thing pops up. Because like right now, I want to focus on my acting, but then I have some people right now that want to work with me in my music. So it's basically, I guess I'm just going to have to go back to that, that old way. And basically I have to juggle it all. Right. It's not like I can really, 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 really focus on it. Because I am a triple threat and I believe that I can do them all at the same time. But at this moment, yes, everybody is dying to see me back on TV. And so I guess that would be right now what my focus would be. I'm going to jump back in. Hopefully I could jump back into the acting and I can connect with some great people. I really would love to do a Tyler Perry play or a movie. Basically, I would really just love to just start back working. So if I'm on somebody's, play,
well, you just said hello to Shanice. You need to go and be on her reality show.
We're working it out. I think.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Look, my son is already on there. How'd you do that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, their kids and my kids are really, really, really good friends. I love Shanice and I love Flex. Oh my God! Like I said, I've been knowing Shanice for a long time, and Flex came into her life.
Yeah. That was wonderful. But no, I saw a picture. You had the Campbell kids with you too.
Yes. Warren and Erica just started their wonderful church. Yes. Oh God, I don't want to say it wrong. CWC, I think.
California something.
California.
Don't mess it up. It's okay.
Yeah. Ooh,
Worship Cathedral, is that it?
No, that's not it. I think they've been in it for 2 years. I want to say, I'm just hearing, because I'm fresh. I'm fresh into it. We went to Easter service. I know Mama Campbell. I see her all the time at Sprout. I love her to death. My husband has been knowing them for a long time. So a lot of my husband's friends that he's known, he, of course, his wife.
California Worship Center.
Yes, so I said it right. We have met them just being in the industry, and they have started their wonderful church. wonderful church. I love it. I love it so much. So we started going, and oh my God, I love it. We have since, yes, we joined.
Well,
and
I think that I'm going to be praying tonight that Warren Campbell gives you a song, because
yes,
that would be a perfect
would just
match.
see, yeah. Whatever's in the air, whatever the universe brings, whatever God says is there. And so her daughter is a year younger than Malaya, and they connected so well. And the babies are beautiful. Everybody there is just wonderful, beautiful. Like I said, they connected. Brandy's daughter has connected with my daughter, Sarah. Love you, Sarah. You know, and it's just, people love us. You know, they love us. They love my children. And, you know, you just got to be that person that everybody loves and wants to be around. And, you know, and it's just a beautiful thing. And all the kids love to hang out with us, because we're just young and youthful and crazy. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're parents, and, you know, we're leaders and all that, but that's just who we are. And we had put up, just got out of church, and we did the Albert Einstein, we're going on a trip. Oh my God. I love being a kid. I do. That's why they call me T. But I'm still an adult. But you know, I live my life to the fullest, and I live it fun, and I enjoy it. You know, but all the kids love us. Everybody loves us, the kids and everything. So we just make a really great connection with people. You know,
that's important. Very important.
Yes.
The last thing I want to talk about, we are a little over, but I want to definitely make sure we cover, because I am the medical doctor. You said that you had suffered from Crohn's disease, and I think not many people know about that. And I think that, you know, it'd be great for you to just help people to realize, you know, what were your signs and symptoms, and how are you keeping it in control? Because clearly you are healthy. So, you know, a lot of people, they get these, you know, these conditions, lupus and they just, you know, and they succumb and become a victim of the disease, instead of taking control and figuring out, how can I control this and not let it control me? So tell us.
Oh gosh, let's see. I think I was about 11 or 12. Didn't know what was going on. Very, 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 very sick. Lost a lot of weight. I had basically went down to 39 pounds. And just didn't know what it was. My mom took me to a lot of doctors, and, you know, at that time, being in Hollywood, and they knew that I was in the industry, they basically tried to tell us that I was crazy. It was all in my mind. I was, you know, bulimic. I was basically lying about, you know, being sick, and I just wanted to be thin because I was in the industry and I wanted to look a certain way. And I knew that I was physically having pains. I was, you know, trying to describe to my mom what it was. I was just always just, you know, in the bed, wouldn't eat, just feeling just real lost, and just real depressed, and just like, I can't get through to nobody. They don't understand. I'm physically having pain. One night I dreamed my funeral. I dreamed my own death, because I said I don't think I could wake up, because I couldn't go on. I was like, this has taken full control of me. I can't. My mom took me to a hospital in Los Angeles. I was sitting in the waiting room. I guess I was there to get some tests or something done. And a doctor, he looked at me. He looked at my eyes, and I don't know, he read my eyes or something. He told my mom she's physically having pain, and if they do this test, it was called a colonoscopy, they're going to find out what's going on with your child. And so we came back to San Fernando Valley, was where I was living. And at this time, it was a doctor by the name of Dr. Fagan. I love you so much, Dr. Fagan, for finding it all and doing what you did. He did the colonoscopy. As soon as he got in there, he saw it. It was the size of a quarter. It was a Crohn's. It was Crohn's in my lower colon. I lived with it for years. They put me on medications, and, you know, to try to control it and everything. So like sometimes when you guys see some of the shows that I was on, and you saw my face and it was like the moon face, well, that was the steroids that would blow me up, and, you know. But I was thankful that I could get it under control and I was able to eat because I love to eat. I love to eat. So basically get it under control. I lived with it for several years. And then by the time I had my first child, they was basically telling me that I wasn't going to be able to have kids dealing with the Crohn's as bad as it was. I have chronic Crohn's, not just Crohn's. I have chronic Crohn's. That's chronic pains and, just, everything. Mm-hmm. That I wouldn't be able to have kids. So I had my first child with no problem. After I was pregnant with my second child, things went crazy. She was basically a 32-weeker. It was everywhere. It was crazy. They didn't say, this was Jamariana, that she wasn't going to live and the Crohn's had taken over and everything. After everything was all said and done, she's here. She's fine. There's nothing wrong with her brain. They said that, all this, she's fine. I decided, I think I was about 23, 24, to finally go ahead on and do the surgery because I was living with so much pain. And that was another reason too back then that I kind of let things go a little bit because I was also dealing with 2 children. I had just got into a relationship with my wonderful husband and I had did a lot. I feel like I had went through a lot, that I was tired. And I know being that young, you can't really say you're tired, but all that I did in dealing with the Crohn's, I just felt tired. I felt weighed down. The Crohn's had came back and I was daily pain. I couldn't focus. I couldn't go on. So I was in the hospital for almost 2 weeks and they were giving me medications for almost like a 200-pound man to, keep the pain down and stuff like that. So I ended up getting surgery on it. And it basically went in remission after that. Then, but Crohn's, you can really never get rid of it. You could just basically control it. So basically over my life of, I love to eat. You can be stubborn at sometimes, you're not supposed to eat certain things. If anybody know what it is, Crohn's, it's a lot of things you can't do. You can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't do any of those things. Thank God that I don't do those things, but I'm not going to say I'm the best of the best eater, but I have changed a lot of that growing and knowing that my stomach just can't tolerate, certain things. So that's why, right now I'm on this healthy thing. I try to eat as healthy as possible. I try to drink more water as possible. I try to stay stress-free. That's one of the biggest problems with Crohn's is stress. When people want to know how you get it. Well, yeah. Stress, eating the wrong things, doing the wrong things to the body, not saying that that's what I did. I believe mine's probably came up out of stress, being, a child actress and doing all that I did. But I have gotten it since, basically kind of under control. I'm not going to say I have, great days. I have my moments, I do have my moments. But yeah, I've been living with Crohn's disease since the age of about, 12. And I was really, truly diagnosed when I was about 13 or 14. But during that period, I was so sick. I lost so much weight, 39 pounds. You saw my bones. That was death. That was death weight. Mm-hmm. But like I said, God has a reason. It's a reason. It's something. And, basically I found, my purpose in life and, and I'm just really, working at staying in my purpose and doing what it is that, that I need to do. And it's just, I just feel like I'm just an all around talent and I could do so much that it's just all in my mind. I'm the type of person that I want to do this. I want to do that. So it's like, I got to focus.
Right.
I gotta focus on what it is and just go. And I'm not, and you would look at me like, you're not focused. Well, sometimes you get there.
Yeah.
But I do know what I want and I do know what it is that I need to do. And I do know my purpose. And I'm just, I'm here. I'm a vessel for Christ. I'm going to be used by him. I know people want me to do gospel. Hey, I can still do that. I can still do R&B. And I don't have to shake myself. But hey, I'm a beautiful woman. I'm married. I have children. So, and it all depends on the other people or what they're listening to, because I could just as very well tell you my experience with my husband and what I'm going through. That makes me feel good. And then to the married people, hey, that's just what it is. So, I'm not saying that I'm, going to be just this, that, but I love R&B, I love gospel,
Right.
I love country, I love it all. So I don't really see that I can't do it. You know, I was blessed with the gift. I have the gift. So why not use the gift?
Yes, definitely,
So,
definitely.
But I have been living with that for a while, and like I said, you can't get rid of it. So you know, I have my moments, and I smile through it all. I smile through it all. And yes, there are days. Yes, I cry. Yes, I get mad. Yes, I do. But this is me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing so much.
Thank
it was
you.
fabulous and wonderful. And I know that we will see you soon on the small screen and maybe even the big screen. And I know we'll hear your music on our iPods and all that fun stuff and radio. Thank you, and we will continue Mother's Day week. I actually just got a message, so I'm hoping that we will have Mos Def's mom, Umi, tomorrow. Nice. But if not, the big thing is Sunday on Mother's Day, we will have my mother, Reverend Joyce Matthews. Yes, so I'm very excited about that. See, it's just creepy. Okay, so that is so crazy. Okay, but thank you so much, everyone. Please just watch all the social media, and we can follow Tasha on Instagram. Yes, Tasha Scott, aka Tink. And then on Twitter, she is _Tasha Scott, and then she has a fan page as well on Facebook. But we'll have all that information below in the box. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Like my Facebook page. Follow me on Twitter. You know, and I've been communicating with a couple of the people that watched on Sunday all week. So please feel free, because I will respond. And thank you so much, everyone. And we will see you next time.